Here we will take a closer look at the people, experiences, and leadership shaping the future of the insurance industry in the Philippines. Throughout the series, we will be speaking with industry leaders, educators, and practitioners who are helping strengthen the Philippine insurance ecosystem, from advancing professional development and mentorship to navigating the realities of risk, resilience, and emerging challenges. Hi there, I'm Jacqy Raj, and welcome back to the IIAP podcast, Insurance in Practice with the Insurance Institute for Asia and the Pacific, where we explore the people, experiences, and ideas shaping the future of the insurance industry in the Philippines. Now, in today's episode, we will look at the industry from the front lines. Behind every insurance policy and every claim paid after a major event is a larger system working quietly in the background to help insurers manage risks and remain financially resilient. A key part of that system is reinsurance, the mechanism that allows insurers to share risks and continue protecting communities, even in the face of large-scale losses. To help us understand how this works in practice and what it takes to build a resilient insurance ecosystem, we are joined today by Mr. Allan Santos, President of National Reinsurance Corporation of the Philippines and a member of the Board of Trustees of the Insurance Institute for Asia and the Pacific. Today, we will be exploring lessons from industry leadership, the role of reinsurance in strengthening the market, and what the future holds for the Philippine insurance sector. Sir Allan, thank you so much for being here. How are you feeling?
Good. Thank you for inviting me.
I know we're very excited to learn more about, reinsurance and how it definitely works. So I'd like to start off with a very serious question.
Okay.
What are the current challenges that you are facing today when it comes to reinsurance?
Okay. The reinsurance sector is operating in a very much complex risk environment. Climate risks, cyber threats, urbanization, geopolitical risks, and advancements in technology are reshaping how we think about insurance and reinsurance. There are a lot of opportunities and challenge, but I will highlight a few. One major and continuing challenge for both the insurance and reinsurance industry is increasing the penetration rate and closing the protection gap.
Oh, okay.
Despite the increase in exposure to risks, many Filipinos and businesses continue to be either underinsured or uninsured. Here in the Philippines, the insurance penetration rate is significantly below that of the ASEAN average. Another major challenge is climate change. Climate-related events such as typhoons, floods, droughts are becoming more severe and more frequent. And this puts a lot of pressure on insurers and reinsurers on their underwriting, pricing, capital, and risk management.
How long have you been in the industry, if you don't mind me asking?
More than 30 years.
More than 30 years, wow. Would you say that there is a difference with the risks and challenges that you're facing now as compared to maybe like 20 years ago?
Well, 20 years ago, the risks that we face are still present today. Fires, catastrophes, accidents, illnesses, they're still there. What has changed is the increase in the complexity of those risks. In addition, other risks have either emerged or intensified, such as I mentioned already, climate change, cyber threats. The speed, the scale, and interconnectedness of the risks that are different today. 20 years ago, the risks were more localized. Nowadays, risks such as geopolitical conflicts can be more systemic and widespread. So like the war in Iran, we can now feel the effects on the Philippines, on the price of oil and gasoline.
Yeah. So Sir Allan, with this in mind, it's not really sad, but it's quite obvious that a lot of even emerging professionals, they don't really understand how reinsurance works. How would you explain this to them, and how does this impact, the insurance ecosystem?
In simple terms, reinsurance is the transfer of risks from an insurer to a reinsurer. It is insurance for insurance companies. A simple example, let's say a building is worth 5 billion pesos.
Okay.
The capital of the insurer is only 2 billion.
Okay.
So the insurer cannot insure that entire building, because when a total loss occurs, then the capital of the insurer will be wiped out, right? So, but with reinsurance, the insurer can insure the entire building, but transfer, in fact, most of the risk to a reinsurer. For example, 5 billion, transfer 4.9 billion to a reinsurer or a panel of reinsurers, and only retain 100 million pesos of that risk, which will be well within the capital and financial capacity of that particular insurer.
Wow, amazing how that works. And with this, I'd like to know, when it comes to catastrophes, for instance, like typhoons, we got large-scale disaster, how does reinsurance support the ability of insurers to actually respond?
When a catastrophe happens, there is a surge of claims of the insurer. Like, there will be lots of claims from vehicles, properties, because, you know, like a typhoon can affect a number of the insured properties of the insurer in that particular area. So in reinsurance, there's this common type of reinsurance cover called excess of loss. So the way it works is, in a catastrophe, the accumulated losses that are in excess of an agreed level will be covered by the reinsurer. So that effectively caps the losses of the insurer from the catastrophe.
This is all, honestly, these are all new to me as well, and I'm absorbing as we go. But it's quite common in the Philippines, right? As catastrophes such as typhoons, it's very common. How do you think is this important, not just for insurers, but actually for the broader ecosystem of our economy?
For insurers, reinsurance stabilizes the underwriting results and protects the solvency of insurers. But for a catastrophe-prone country like the Philippines, reinsurance is critical to the nation's economic stability and resilience. It allows insurers to pay the claims when they come in. So reinsurers also provide the cash and liquidity that will allow insurers to pay the claims fully and quickly. And the funds that come from insurance and reinsurance can be used for recovery and reconstruction. Also, just to give you an idea, in the non-life sector, 40% of the insurance premiums are used to pay for reinsurance. That is how significant reinsurance is here in the Philippines. And most of it is spent for catastrophe protection.
Now, I'm trying to imagine in the Philippines, right? What do you think would possibly happen if we actually don't have strong reinsurance support, or is that even possible?
Probably not possible, because without reinsurance support, insurers will have to limit coverage. And that means families, businesses, communities will not have enough insurance protection. And when a disaster strikes, then they may not have the funds to fully recover. That really highlights the importance of insurance or reinsurance in creating resilience and economic stability.
You mentioned resilience, risk. You have so many experiences when it comes to this industry and the market. I want to know more about specific stories. Could you bring me back to a time when this experience really shaped how you viewed risks and resilience based on your experience in your career?
One vivid moment for many in the industry, including myself, is witnessing the scale of losses from Typhoon Yolanda, which affected the city of Tacloban, which I believe is your hometown.
I am from Tacloban,
in 2013. More than 6,000 deaths and about 100 billion pesos in physical damage. What was heartwarming at that time was that the response from domestic and international communities was so quick. My wife and I helped in the packing of donated goods.
Oh, that's so kind of you.
For the victims.
Thank you.
So the donations came in. But the unfortunate event there is that most of the losses, both lives and properties, were uninsured. Hence the heavy reliance on dole-outs and government support.
Honestly, even till today, there's still a huge employment gap, economic gap happening in Tacloban City. Although there are also a lot of businesses that are opening, but there are a lot of businesses that are closing. And I kind of wanted to know more about, like, what is your take on making sure that people are truly prepared for these unforeseen circumstances?
You know, there was a study that showed that people who have insurance recovered faster from the tragedy.
Wow.
So it really highlights the role of insurance in helping people, businesses get back on their feet. So I think the lesson learned there is preparedness and resilience are built before the unexpected occurs.
There you
And
go.
fortunately for the industry, most of the insurers bought sufficient reinsurance, so that sort of cushioned the impact of the event on their results or on their finances. So many of the insurers, or all of them, actually remained strong and solvent in spite of that huge loss from Typhoon Yolanda.
For those who are trying to enter the space of insurance or reinsurance, for the young professionals who want to have a career here, what is the mindset that you would love for them to have as they navigate?
For the young professionals, my advice is to have a strong understanding of risks beyond traditional insurance concepts. Maybe become more familiar with like technology, climate science, and even politics.
That's one way of deviating from the traditional
Yes.
risks that you just mentioned.
Exactly,
Okay.
because there's so many factors that
Right.
need to be considered now to manage
Yes.
risks. Also important to cultivate analytical thinking, because the industry and most businesses are becoming more data-driven. Also important to build collaboration and communication skills, because the risks that we need to address sometimes need discussion, working together with other organizations and other sectors. And finally, I think very important to maintain a sense of purpose.
Oh, yes.
Always remember that insurance has a profound social value, that it's there to create resilience and economic stability.
Thank you very much, Sir Allan. Everything I'm absorbing and I'm learning, so I'm quiet as well. I need to, take everything in. Sir Allan, looking ahead, what emerging risks should insurance professionals in the Philippines start paying closer attention to?
Climate-related risks, cyber threats, advancements in technology, and geopolitical conflicts are the ones to look after. Climate-related risks such as typhoons, droughts, floods are just getting worse. Cyber threats, because businesses, even the industry, are becoming more digital. Advancements in technology introduce opportunities and new forms of risks. For example, how do we insure a driverless car? Would you be willing to drive or to ride in a car that does not have a driver? And finally, geopolitical conflicts can cause severe economic consequences, just like the war in Iran, where we are feeling the effects on the Philippines already.
How should we evolve to stay prepared for these new types of risks?
Yeah, the industry must remain adaptive and forward-looking. Insurers must develop new products, meaningful products that will address the emerging risks. But because of the complexity of these risks, insurers must develop or strengthen risk management capabilities, invest in research, data analytics, predictive modeling. Finally, the industry must forge stronger collaborations between insurers, reinsurers, regulators, government, even technology providers, because a number of these risks need a whole of society approach, just like climate change.
Right. Thank you very much, Sir Allan. I love that. Okay, before we wrap up, maybe your story, because I didn't quite fully, get that, and I want to be able to help as well our young professionals get motivated and get inspired. Is what you said. It's all about purpose. So, what was that journey like for you, especially now in the reinsurance space?
It's been wonderful. I get a lot of fulfillment in what I do. As I said, I think I believe in insurance, reinsurance, because what we're doing is really helping people, making sure that they recover when unfortunate events happen to them.
One last, maybe, as you mentioned, helping people recover, if you could share with me one specific story that really stands out for you, other than the Yolanda story. Maybe it could be that, but I'm not very sure, but based on your experience, anything you'd like to share?
So when my mother got sick, she had an operation, so just very fortunate that we have insurance to cover the bills. So we were ready, so at least did not hurt our finances, because it hurt a bit, but at least
a little bit.
Not
It cushioned the fall.
Yes, because we had.
What did you say something earlier? You said along the lines of.
Yeah, that preparedness is built, resilience is built before the unexpected occurs.
As we move forward, I have a question for you. In one sentence, how would you describe the Philippines insurance space? Where would you like to see it 10 years from now?
10 years from now, I hope that the industry, the insurance space, will be more inclusive, more innovative, and a cornerstone for national resilience, protecting far more Filipinos than we do today.
Sir Allan, this has been fun and definitely eye-opening for me. Before we wrap up, before I let you go, I have 5 quick questions for our rapid fire segment. You may answer with one word or one phrase only.
Okay.
You ready?
Okay.
Okay. Ready. Okay. Your favorite basketball team?
UP Fighting Maroons.
Why?
Universidad. It's my school.
Oh, you're also from the University of the Philippines?
Yes.
Oh, me too. Okay. Your go-to restaurant on a good day worth celebrating?
For me, it's La Opera in BGC.
One leadership trait every insurance professional should develop?
Strong sense of purpose.
Oof. One risk the industry should never underestimate?
Climate change.
One opportunity you're most excited about for the future of the insurance space in the Philippines?
It's the agriculture co-insurance pool.
Tell me more.
It's a project of the Department of Agriculture in collaboration with the World Bank, the Philippine Insurers and Reinsurers Association, and even the Insurance Commission, which intends to involve the private sector in covering farmers, providing insurance protection for farmers.
I love where that is going. Okay, more on that in our next episode. Sir Allan, thank you so much for sharing your insights. I definitely learned a lot, and I'm sure our audience has too. For those listening, today's conversation highlights how critical it is for insurance professionals to continuously strengthen their understanding of risk, especially in a world where emerging threats and large-scale events can reshape the landscape very quickly. Thank you so much for joining us this episode of the IIAP podcast. I am Jacqy Raj. We hope you will join us again for our final episode this season as we look ahead on how education and leadership will continue shaping the future of the insurance profession.